Twitter's new owner, Elon Musk, has confirmed that the microblogging site will charge $8 per month if anybody wants the blue tick, which is a tick for verification, which shows an account has been verified to be a genuine account. So this is what Elon Musk has said, despite the fact that there have been several calls opposing this, saying that this should not be monetized. Rather, this is the manner in which the platform has worked to ensure credibility of those who are speaking on the platform.
Want to have a blue tick on Twitter? Now you will be able to buy one for $8 a month. Twitter's controversial takeover by billionaire Elon Musk took a new turn as he announced a completely reworked verification system. As part of Twitter Blue, anyone can now pay $8 a month and get a blue tick verification badge, priority in replies, mention searches, fewer ads, and the ability to post long audio and video. Pricing for the service will be adjusted for each country. A secondary tag under the name would also identify someone who is a public figure. But in doing so, it appears that Musk might have alienated a substantial Twitter user base. Amidst concerns about devaluing verification of high-profile celebrities, politicians, journalists, there are concerns over impersonation and misinformation. It means anyone who doesn't pay the $8 a month for the verification risks being impersonated, so anyone can set up a Twitter account in any public figure's name and tweet. Since the announcement, several celebrities like singer Sarah Bareilles, Toni Braxton, wrestler Mick Foley and artist Eric Larson have declared their intent to leave Twitter. It follows an exodus of Twitter employees including Sarah Personate, Chief Customer Officer, as well as Dalana Brand, the Chief People and Diversity Officer. Additionally, Twitter's Chief Marketing Officer, VP of Global Sales, Advertising and Marketing Chiefs have also quit the company. While Elon Musk wants to make free speech a priority on the platform, it risks amplifying hate speech, trolls and right-wing narratives. Experts say that balancing the right and left-leaning content has been tricky but is key to the platform's survival. However, Musk's platform-wide moves threaten that balance and risk making the platform toxic to advertisers. Rubina Mungia, NDTV.
So will this $8 fees that is being charged for the blue tick be able to control bots, be able to control trolling by these bots as well? What is the reasoning behind this? Let me go across to our experts now who are joining us on the show. NS Napinai, Cyber Sathi Foundation, she'll be joining us in a bit. Jitin Jain, cyber expert, is with us. Pawan Duggal, cyber law expert, is also joining us in a bit. Jitin, many thanks for speaking with us. First of all, Jitin, what, according to you, is the reason behind Elon Musk wanting to impose that kind of fees, if I can put it that way, of $8 on that blue tick? Will it not lose its worth and value if you know that it can be bought?
I think you're right. I think Elon is just trying to find ways to recover his $44 billion and he's in a hurry. You see, there are two facts to it. I think we as a society, for long, we have turned into a society of freeloaders. We want everything for free. And once we have got anything for free, we refuse to pay for it ever in life. So I think we have to change our habits. We must start paying for services we get. There are no free lunches in life. And if you think that there are free lunches in life, like free Facebook or free Instagram, then you will have kids turning into gadget addicts. You will have data colonization campaigns of these big tech companies selling your data to third parties, using your data for election manipulations. All those things will happen, and you will be just turned into eyeball machine for targeted advertisements. So I think if Elon Musk wants to commercialize Twitter, I'm all for it. He must do it. He must offer additional services. He must offer Twitter Blue or whatever and make some revenue out of it. And I think he must charge, if not $8, maybe $8,000 from the people who have turned Twitter into a political hate machine, like political parties who use Twitter day and night. He must charge maybe $8,000 from corporates who are using Twitter for corporate feedbacks, marketing, selling products. But I think charging money, that to $8 for a tag of eminence or verification, which helps, segregate disinformation from facts, bring authenticity of Twitter, is disastrous. I think he is going to put Twitter into a sinkhole the very sinkhole he bought in the Twitter office if he wants to do that.
Okay.
And let's assume 1 million people even apply for it.
Hmm.
That's going to make $80 million a year for revenue.
All right.
So $80 million is not even 0.5% of the investment he has done, 44 billion. So I don't think it's a commercially viable decision. He must look for some alternate revenue stream, maybe from advertising.
But you know, the basis, and I'll bring in Pawan Duggal now into the conversation as well. Pawan Duggal, for the longest ever time when this deal was being struck and, you know, the deal could not even work out, we heard Elon Musk say that he wants to know which are the real accounts, which are the bots. And it appears also that the reason why he's doing this is to, in fact, eliminate those bots from the social media platform. But $8, you know, it's an amount that is not too much for many to pay. Do you think it will meet the end goals?
Very simply put, if I was to create 100 bots and I was to pay blue ticks for 100 bots, all I will actually end up paying will be $800 for 1 month. But the kind of mayhem that I can actually do on the network is unprecedented. More so when the mayhem is going to happen from blue tick kind of accounts. Clearly, I think it's not a very well thought of strategy at all. It's definitely not market friendly vis-a-vis the developed and the developing countries, specifically the least developing countries. Even in the Indian context, are you effectively saying that I can actually now order my accreditation or my blue tick by just putting in $8 or 660 rupees a month? Is that what is the actual value of the blue tick? I don't think so. Somewhere down the line, you're actually eroding the system for which Twitter has been known to be standing for. You are actually going ahead and creating a completely different ecosystem where a lot of existing Twitter users will be finding extremely uncomfortable to the present current change developments. And no wonder more and more people are actually going ahead and leaving Twitter. But the fact remains is nowhere has this auctioning of this blue tick at $8 taken place. And how much are you going to earn? Even if you earn so much, are you actually going ahead and tampering with the credibility of the ecosystem that's been spread across? I understand the existing system of Twitter was equally flawed because Twitter was the own master, my lord, and everybody else, because Twitter alone would decide whether you are entitled to a blue tick or not. People with eminence, having done exceptional work, would never get a blue tick, but because you have contacts, you have a phone number to call to, or you have some friend out there, and you will end up getting a blue tick. So it was in any case a rigged process, and a process that was not worthy of much kind of attention. But having said that, you are creating a legitimacy to a rigged system by now providing a commercial value to the rigged blue tick. Blue tick has lost its significance because every Tom, Dick and Harry, look at people who have done no eminence of work and they get a blue tick. So clearly, I think we need to do far more. And when you're doing that 660 rupees in the Indian context, let's remember, for one average Indian, he's able to spend less than 660 rupees and get a month's internet connectivity, unlimited downloads, and mobile put together. So nobody's going to really buy much kind of traction into this kind of offer as far as the Indian market is concerned. Okay. But yes, people who are attuned or completely accustomed to Twitter, they don't mind paying this kind of a portly amount for their blue ticks.
NS Napinai, the fact is that a lot of people depend on that blue tick for verified accounts to know that the person who's there is the actual person. Now, if these blue ticks go and you can actually buy them, and some people, might shell out that kind of money, as both the panelists agree, just for the sake of having that blue tick without really being the people they are, then how does it solve the problem of bots or being able to judge from the blue tick whether that account is genuine or not?
See, my take is a little different because I don't think you can just buy a blue tick for the asking. You just have to now pay for it as opposed to where it came to you free of cost earlier. In terms of whether a corporate entity can offer something for free for a period of time and then start billing you for it or making you pay for it, my take is that it is perfectly within their right to do it. So we can't assume, and more importantly, Twitter cannot merely sell the blue tick to anybody and everybody. They will still necessarily have to go through the process of verifying the authenticity of the user and then provide the blue tick. So they can't shy away from that responsibility. But there is an interesting twist to this issue. We, under the Indian intermediary guidelines, has introduced under the 2021 draft, the intermediary guidelines of 2021, which continues even after the amendment of 22. There is a provision for voluntarily verifying the user on a social media platform, or for that matter, a microblogging site. So when you talk about a voluntary verification process, when you talk about the first originator and tracing of it, etc., will this blue tick being a paid service impact? That will be a criticality according to me. Because on one hand, $8 or not, Twitter would still have to comply with the intermediary guidelines and would still have to provide the verifying or the authentication details of the user if called upon by law enforcement from India, for instance. Blue tick or not.
Sure.
And if they have given the blue tick, then is there an assumption that this verification stands finally done, and therefore no further verification is needed or not? So this is the way I would look at it.
All right. Jitin, you were talking about how this is perhaps a means to monetize the platform, and for Elon Musk, who spent quite a lot of money to get this platform in his kitty, to get that money back. Now, if celebrities start leaving the platform, will that formula work?
No, just to make it clear, I support commercialization of Twitter and every service, but not blue ticks or verification tags. I mean, he can sell longer video durations, longer tweets, maybe edit buttons for services, maybe a prominent display by charging money, but definitely not verification ticks. I think if this is the system, then any troll can now pay $8 and abuse people with eminence of blue ticks. So
but
NS
Napinai had a different view to that. She said that the verification process will still remain the same. Wasn't that what you were saying?
Now here is the catch. Now here is the catch. Indian IT rules mandates that if any users voluntarily ask any a social media company by giving information to verify them, these companies are obliged to verify. So I think there is a catch. It doesn't talk about commercialization, but so I think what will happen eventually, now the social media companies will dealing verification from eminence tags. So eminence tag may be a blue tick and verification might be orange tick or something like that. Because they are law bound to do the verification, but they're not law bound to give the verification, eminence ticks. So this will happen. I think, but just imagine a situation. 1 month before the election, a political party decides that they want 10,000 trolls with blue ticks and prominent display of their political propaganda. All they have to shell out is $8,000 only for 1 month. After the election, they can, just not renew the service. So I think this is a decision and impulse. I guess probably he will have to think over it again. So if Twitter was to charge me $8 for Twitter, using Twitter, I will happily pay. But nothing, not even a single penny for my blue tick or verification.
NS Napinai, just a second. NS Napinai, do you think that assessment is correct?
I still again clarify this. If Twitter thinks it is selling a blue tick, then it would be not just incorrect, it would be illegal. Because you can't just offer identities, right? So they can only say, this is NS Napinai and verify me, and say that if you want the blue tick, because you either think you're a celebrity or you think you want that confirmation for others to know that you are indeed NS Napinai at this particular handle. And they say that if you want the blue tick, then we are giving it to you for $8 or $8 a month. That is perfectly valid. It's just a business prospect. So the distinction is about whether the blue tick will be given for the asking, irrespective of whether it's your identity or not. And I personally believe that cannot be done. what cannot be done in law cannot be done irrespective of whether it's for a commercial purpose or otherwise.
All right.
And the way I read it is all that Twitter seems to be saying is that for the blue tick verification process, which they were offering for free of charge till now, they will be charging $8 per month.
And Pawan Tuggal, none of this is helping in curbing hate speech on a social media platform, something that is of so much more concern right now, isn't it?
Surely these are just gimmicks. They're only trying to get monies. The real problem stands unaddressed. Trolling continues unabated. Twitter has repeatedly admitted on various previous occasions it's not done enough for trolling. And if you think that getting to charge money for your blue ticks is going to help wish away trolling, unfortunately, it's not going to happen again. And on the contrary, Twitter has not yet even addressed how it's going to go ahead and now deal with the amended versions of the IT rules 2021, which have been amended last week.
Correct.
Which effectively means that now Twitter will be required to demonstrate that it has taken reasonable steps to prevent its users from publishing, hosting, or sharing any information which is stipulated under Rule 3 of the IT rules 2021. Merely saying that I'm selling blue tick does not make you stand vindicated and say, look, I'm not liable to comply with the law. On the contrary, this blue tick is going to be a commercial service. We haven't yet not seen the processes of how they are making the identity because right now when you look at the current Elon Musk tweet, it says nothing doing, just this blue tick at $8 per month period. So all I need to do is throw it by $8 at the face of Twitter, and it has no choices but to give me that blue tick. And if that happens, it could actually be an opening up of Pandora's box of new cyber criminal activity. Not there will be now legitimate blue ticked enabled identity theft, but more significantly, it's now going to lead to a Pandora's box of new challenges and issues, both for users and also for Twitter as a platform. Because there's nothing stopping me from getting a blue tick into a handle that actually has your name, or into a handle that actually depicts the name of a political leader or a national leader or stuff like that. So clearly, this entire process is been implemented very well in a very well thought of manner.
Right.
Is bound to create immense problem, and economically, it's not going to be a viable proposition for a large number of people, at least in the Indian context.
All right. We'll wait and see what further clarifications come out from Elon Musk, because since he's the person directly communicating. Jitin, we've run out of time completely. I'm sorry.
Just 10 seconds.
Okay,
Just
go
10
ahead.
seconds. Just want to check if Donald Trump will pay him $8 for Twitter, and if Taliban can pay $8 and get all accounts verified. So there are, I think, many more questions which are left unanswered.
Yes, and those questions will have to be answered, and he's answering them directly. I mean, people ask him questions and he answers on Twitter.
He's calling himself now a Twitter hotline operator
Yes.
as his new bio.
All right, many thanks to all three of you for joining us here on this discussion.